Afternoon, everybody. The live stream will be started, but it will be starting soon. Just waiting for some more guests to arrive. Please be patient. Afternoon, everybody.
And another gentleman.
Oh, okay.
How are you? Keep it simple.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Keep it simple.
This is my dad's best friend, Tawfiq.
This one, the only one. So this year.
What are they going to throw? The streaming things.
Yes, a bunch of bucks. Does this when it's down to these Is this the mic?
Yeah.
Okay, well they're all coming down either way. Is it on there? On here even? No. Testing, testing. Anybody on the far side at the clubhouse? So we can get started with the ceremony. Can you hear me? Okay.
I know.
So just not. Yeah.
You want me?
Yeah, I just stopped. We're talking about notes. He's scratching his pocket out. Fuck. I read something the other week ago, but after a week goes on, I scribble something extra. At the end of the day, I don't know what I wrote because it's scribbled the doctor's handwriting.
That's how when you like Bill's name down, I'm like, I'm really difficult name. That's what it gets.
I'm good.
How's it, Bumps?
You know, man.
Sorry about the live stream.
No problem.
All right. Can we still need to take a seat? Can you please just take a seat so we can get started? Good to see some of the faces of old guys we played hockey with when we were teenagers popping up out of the woodwork. Welcome. And some visitors from with bad coughs here. Welcome, Rodney. Can you hear me at the back? If not, you need to close it. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much everybody for coming out today. So thank you for coming out today. We're here to celebrate the memory of one of the players and members of our club and of our hockey community, Norman Wilson and Aziz Cassa. Warm welcome to the Wilson family and the Cassiem family. Thank you very much for coming out today. We are here to honor your family members and the role that they've played in our lives as friends, family, and hockey community. Thank you. Doing the opening. Gregory Williams will be doing the opening for us. I'm sorry about this mic. It worked a few minutes ago.
Is it? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Central, I'm going to just pay tribute to Norman Wilson and Aziz Cassa Cassiem. Can we just observe a minute of silence, guys? Can you observe a minute, please? I look for family members, loved ones, Obviously, Norman Aziz Cassa Cassiem were laid to rest, and that day was marred mainly with sadness, and rightfully so. But today, thank you for being here. And Aziz Cassa Cassiem, who was stalwarts at Central Hockey Club and students of the game of hockey. Both were multi-sport persons. Jab, he played cricket and hockey. Cassa, soccer and hockey. Both played the game with passion and made a big difference through their coaching and mentorship, thereby shaping generations of players, people. Their legacy will be remembered for the impact they had on the lives, their humanity and their respectful character. This is very evident in the children and players / people they have mentored over the years. So where do I start? I had the honor to interact with both of these gentlemen. Job Wilson I interacted with obviously mostly in the pre-unification days, the SACOS days, and then Cassa more during the post-unification days. So Job started his career with McCampbell back in the 60s, and then became a founder member of Blackburn Hockey Club in 1972. He was a player, he was a club coach, he was a provincial coach during the SACOS era, and a mentor to many. With the establishment of Central Hockey Club in 1993, he played a very pivotal role during the period of 93 to 96 as a coach, but most importantly, he was fundamentally responsible for laying the foundation and his achievements to establish our very successful mini hockey program which we have in place today. He then retired from active hockey, but continued to follow the club's process and the game of hockey. Aziz Cassa burst onto the hockey scene as a junior during the SACOS era, pre-92. Unification presenting Unicorn first, and then he went to Athlone, and then they represented the Western Province Juniors. He stepped away from hockey for a while to play soccer, but I guess when his sons, Dian and Mustafa, who were also talented at soccer, rugby and hockey, decided to choose hockey as their preferred sport. Who better to have as a mentor but their father as a support and to install the necessary values to succeed at hockey and in life. He also acted as a good scout for Central by encouraging many scholars from bishops and other private schools to come to Central over the years. For Cassa in 24 and your respectful character. We would like to thank the Wilsons and the Cassa families for sharing your husband, your father, your brother, and allowing many and us how to win what people. We want you to know that they will love not only by the club but also by the local community. So here's a short poem that I think is very applicable to the two of them. So it goes, he is gone. You can shed tears that he is gone, or you can smile because he has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that he will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that he has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of love that is shared, or you can turn your back on, you can turn your, hello? 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 Sorry guys.
Is this thing giving us problems? Okay. It comes and goes.
Hello? 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 Eh? Hello? Okay, can you hear me still? Okay. Then closer. You can remember him and only that he is gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can carry on, close your mind, be empty and turn your back, but you can do what he would want. Smile, open your eyes and live on. Zap and Cassa, Central Hockey, be grateful for your love with honor. Thank you. One more thing guys before we head over. Sorry. Please stand. You know this. There's always a favorite spot or place on this field for certain people. So I'd like you all to stand guys. And Cassa's favorite spot obviously and his family was in that corner over there. Where he sat with and his friends. So I'd like you all to face that spot and clap for a few seconds please. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So Cassa and Zap, your seat or spot might be empty, but remain. Okay, so you're gonna call
if we can get Brandon and you okay with that? Just come around. We're just going to put some more sand around those other two trees that we've planted in memory of our players. We can just walk across there. Significance of you will see some of the trees on the left hand side, your right hand side. There's some of our players that have passed over the years that we've planted trees in memory of those players. The symbolism of planting a tree speaks of longevity. It's a campaign started with Central members many years ago in memory of those members who have passed. The global COVID pandemic was a catalyst for Central to launch this campaign. Loss was all but normal during that time. The neutral disposition and symbolism of a tree refers to longevity, dignity, grace and beauty, a gesture of love and memory not forgotten, surrounding our precinct in the natural beauty of trees. Of course, the position does not negate the environmental positive impact of trees, that trees will have in the surrounding area. So this is as you can see on that side, we've had a couple of losses over the years, but gone but not forgotten, and they will live forever in our memory and in those beautiful trees that are growing along our turf. Thank you guys, thank you very much, appreciate it. If I can call Jeff Clutie, please. Are you going last? Are you sure? Then I cannot go along, sorry, I think there's some change. Kurt, if you can come up please. Just keep the finger pressed up against it.
Good evening everyone. Today marks exactly a month since all of us received devastating news. The passing of Abdul-Aziz. It's still surreal to so many of us. I'll be chatting more about my memories of Cassa. With all due respect, I did do a tribute at Mr. Wilson's funeral, so please excuse that. So, hello? Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Here we go. Okay, thanks. So there have been so many memories that have been playing through my mind for the last month. And if there's one standout memory, it's one that's very special, is way back in the mid-80s when we played hockey at Clover Crescent, and Cassa and his older brother Fahim would be leading Zaita and Puti, little ones, to the field. They were tired because they traveled from Mitchell's Plain. Sometimes they hiked, sometimes they took a train, but that was the commitment. And also as part of that era, it was a different time. Cassa came from a humble background. There were many a times, and a lot of guys, Oscar, Bruce that are here, Mujahid, Manny, we would share hockey boots because our parents couldn't afford it. We would share sticks with one another because that was just the way it was back then. And Cassa as a player, juniors was the scene, and after 2 years he made the provincial junior side. First time in 1987, which was my final year. An immediate impact. Made the provincial schools team for the first time in 1988, and went on to represent Western Province schools for 5 years up until 1992. Also, in terms of accolades, made the SA schools team in 91 and 92. And a very vivid memory is that in the last ever SACOS interprovincial, Sasa, who Cassa was playing striker for in 1992, played Western Province in the final. 5 minutes to go, scoreless. The late Norman Wilson was our coach of the province side, and I was begging him for myself, who played as the sweeper back, to move up into midfield so that maybe we could score a goal. And the first thing he said to me is, not with Cassa playing striker against us. So I understood that, because that was the quality of Cassa as a striker. So on a separate note, we shared so much, like with his other friends as well. And I think we really connected from an early age, or probably in our late teens, because if, as memory serves me correctly, Cassa and Fahim, they would sell fruit and veg for their mom in the town centre. I would often bump into them. I myself was selling fruit and veg in Athlone at the time. So there was a connection. And we did that because we didn't want to go working at Edgar's the whole weekend or wherever else, so that we could play hockey on a Saturday afternoon and a Sunday. Those were the sacrifices we made. So I've seen, there have been so many tributes on social media, so many apt words that have been used to describe Abdul-Aziz. He was forthright, as we all know. He was so honest when it came to giving feedback to players, and that was just his nature. Honest person, humble. But the one word that I didn't see too often, and is one that I've thought about over the last month, is how loyal he was. He was loyal as a husband, as a father, as a teammate, loyal to whoever his employer was, whether it was Bishops, Central, UCT. And there's so many examples of that, where he always fought for the talented youth. I can remember probably about 10 years ago playing in the third side with him, and Mr. Sheikh was our manager. I had to stop him from almost getting so angry with one of the older team guys because these guys didn't back the youngsters. And Cassa was so passionate. That was just his nature. So there's a massive void. And probably one of the biggest challenges that he faced, and I'm very frank when I say that, is that in his early coaching days, and a lot of people don't know that he coached the provincial under-21 side in the early 2000s or 2007, 2008. People sometimes take us at face value. They didn't want to back him. And a lot of us that knew his potential, we went and said to these players, this man knows hockey. And a very vivid memory was 2007 at the men's IPT, where Cassa was appointed as the assistant coach to the province men's side, where Bruce was still captaining. And that provincial men's A side won gold. And those same players then realized that this man knows hockey. And from there on, he just built and built on those accolades. So in conclusion, it's going to be difficult for a very long time. I certainly will miss the 40-year greeting when we saw one another. I'm not a huggy person, but he would always hug me. And he would say, "Who's it, Jackals?" And I would say, "Who's it, Cass?" That was our standard greeting. And probably the other thing that I will miss is sharing a Coke or a coffee with a cigarette after a game or after a training session. Finally, knowing the person, knowing the man, knowing his nature, and the legacy he leaves behind. One memory that I just need to add was, it was actually beautiful watching him shed a tear at our opening game with the SA men in Paris last year, when Dayan and Mustafa lined up to sing the anthem. I was seated probably 20 meters behind him in a coaching box. That was special. No one can take that away. The pride was tangible. And I want you two guys to continue that legacy. There'll be many more special moments, but know that he will always be proud. Your mom will be proud, your sister will be proud, your family will be proud. So I've said enough, but Cassa came into this world not with a silver spoon in his mouth, but he left this earth with a heart of gold, and we all appreciate him for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Brandon, can we have you up for a minute? So share something about your dad or the leads you have in your heart. Just keep this thing, keep it up.
Oh, up.
Just keep it up.
Okay.
Come and go.
Thank you very much. Where do I begin? My dad was very devoted to sports. Oftentimes when we used to speak about different sports or his things that he did on the hockey field, rugby field, or cricket field, everything would be broken down into his approach to the sport. And one of the things that I do admire about him was that his devotion, his passion, just the way he was a complete academic to sport. He was a complete scientist. He was not only philosophy but science. The way he just looked at things was just out of this world for me. And as a child growing up, I was privileged enough to see him coach a lot of these people that are around here. years, but I've seen him, devote studying time to different hockey systems and whatever else that he's coached during the years. And one thing stood out for me was that he always told me that, you won't rise to the level of your goals, but you will fail to the level of your system. And that is quite profound, because if you don't have a system for anything, you won't succeed. And it was for me, through all these years, watching him and talking to him through this time, it was quite hard that my dad wasn't my coach. I wasn't the greatest or the best of sportsmen, but I was competitive enough. And now that I look at everything, now that I come full circle and I look at everything around here, because this is also like completely new to me. It's an honor and a privilege to see him honored like this, and that I hope that what he's sown and placed upon many people's hearts. I mean, he was mentors to so many individuals here, and he watched many of you grow in front of him. And there was huge sacrifices in our household. I never got the chance to really be a part of my dad's sporting life per se. But now that I look and I see the evidence of an amazing club, individuals who hold him in high regard, I'm very proud to be his son, and very proud to be a Wilson, and I'm very happy to be here. And I forgot, a few weeks before my dad's passing, I actually ran into Cassa at Bishop's, and we exchanged a few words, and he actually remembered me as a kid. And one of the things I do remember about him was, like Kurt said, he was very tenacious, courageous, loyal. He was full of fire as far as I can remember. And my deepest sympathy on your loss, and my condolences to the family. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate that. I can call on Jeff now and do the thanks and the closing, basically. Dr. Jeff Kluti.
What do we do with the mic?
Just keep it there. And what else? So I'll just drop it back. Those two plants at the end, we could call you now, the ending of the two families, the end of the plants.
Thank you, Russell. The first thing you'll notice is this very shiny jacket that I've got on. So I knew the sun is coming from there, so it will reflect off me. So I look like an important person. I think Bucks has already done a welcome and a thanks. It is so wonderful to see so many of our earlier generation, the new generation, and family here. So a big thank you for being here. I'm wearing many hats today. I was the last president of Western Province Men's Hockey Union, the last chairman of Blackburn, where Chap was, ex-president of Central and now the life president, and also just a normal member of the Central community. So I just want to speak on all those levels. Now, the most important thing about this evening, is that Central has become the custodians of a priceless asset that's been left to us by both Norman Wilson, aka Chap, I refer to him as Chap, and Abdul-Aziz Cassiem, I refer to him as Cassa. And both of them had just a passion to coach world-class players, although they were in different eras. Jap was 85 years old, passed on from a long illness, and Cassa, untimely at 52, left us suddenly. That's what I heard last night there at Bishop's while training. Now let's just look at Jap's era when he came from a Cambo to Blackburn, and when he came down to join Blackburn in 82, he was at the end of his playing career, he was coaching. But this was his passion. I remember it gets early in winter and we had to train, Blackburn had to train to play in a Champ of Champs tournament. There was no place to train, there was no lights. So he said, come to Belgravia school, I'll arrange something. We arrived there, it's pitch dark. But all of a sudden there's spotlights coming on and the car lights. And Jap continued his training. That was his passion, to train, to see that we were well prepared to go and win that Champ of Champs. And that was Jap. His pure passion for teaching and for coaching was unhindered by any challenge. And if you look at the era that he was in, the highest that our players could achieve at that time was to play in a Sackos team in the 82, 86. And the irony of it all is, I was fortunate to attend a Hockey World Cup in Sydney in 1994. I think Bruce was a junior, was with me, and Mylene, some others. And we witnessed a game between Pakistan and Australia in the final. And there was a guy, I don't know, Bruce, if I still got the name right, Suhail. This was the Pakistani captain. When he got the ball, he left 3 of those Australians on their backside when he left with the ball. And I observed, I said to myself, but we've got players like this right here in our ranks. We had Tati, we had Spencer Janari at that time. There's Fritz Hammer, the late Alan Jacobs. These were all guys who could have represented South Africa, but we were not allowed to play. The highest level was Sackos. So that was Jap's era in hockey. In Cassa's case, came to us to Central a bit later on. As you heard, he was at Athlone Unicorn and then came to Central. But by that time, we had successfully removed all the obstacles that prevented our youngsters from achieving. Tried to get the best facilities. We had international coaches and proper nutrition, all of that. And within, I think, from 93 to 99, we had a legendary team that won the Grand Challenge in 99 unbeaten. And that is probably the era that just after that Cassa came to us. As I said, all the obstacles we try to remove, that our youngsters can thrive. And if you look at it, we mentioned the 224 Olympics. This club had 10 people at the Olympics. We had 5 men, 4 women, and the official was Kurt. That is a phenomenal achievement. Phenomenal. That we could have 10 people at the Olympics. Last night I was fortunate that I could be at Bishop's. They also had a tribute for Cassa. And all you heard there was the warmth, the love, the respect they had for Cassa. Cassa would have been this year 10 years coaching there. Started in 2016. And Diane shared a story with us last night. He said when he was accepted to study at Bishop's, and he sat there with his father, and his father shed a tear. And he asked his dad, but why? You know, you should be happy. His dad said, no, I never had that opportunity. You have the opportunity now. Dad shed a tear. It's 214. And his coach there is 216 until his untimely passing. But he has left us a living legacy. They're right here in front of us, Mustafa and Dayan. Bruce was a previous captain of the South African team, son of the late Alan Jacobs. He has left us these two sons. Diane is the current captain of South African men's hockey. Mustafa has won many awards at the World Tournament as the player of the tournament. So let's give him a big hand. This is the legacy that Cassa has left for us. It's a living legacy. And my message to the two of you is that you will continue to shine, to motivate, to inspire, so that in this very area, people that Ron works with, there are many hidden gems that can attain this, because this club has removed all the obstacles for you to thrive, and I want you to continue hard work. I want to close off. We're going to just form a guard of honor when I'm finished speaking. I just want to close off, talking about loss to both families, and I'm speaking directly to Chap and Cassa's family here. And also just a poem that was written by Alan Stein Rice about loss of a loved one. And all it says is that those that we love, they never die. Because as long as we live and remember, they are always with us. So in ways big and small, your loved one has changed our lives and made the world a better place. And I've blessed so many hearts that are here that it can never be forgotten. And so I hope that both your families, that you find comfort in knowing that there are so many of us here that share your loss and your sadness. I am now at the end of what I have to say. Our theme for today was remembrance and reflection, which we've done now, and a bit of celebration of the legacies that we've had here. I am going to ask Yimna to hand over these two plaques to each rep of the family. Perhaps Mustafa, you can come up. There's a plaque here that we'd like to hand over to the family. Can I read what it says? Yeah, it just says in loving memory there of that one of Cassa, Central Hockey Club will forever be grateful for the contribution you have made to the club and to the game of hockey. You coached with wisdom, led with your heart, and lived with honor. Brandon? Thank you. I'm not done. Nothing else. Huh? Yeah, look, that's more or less the end of the formal proceedings. I must just thank our esteemed guest here, Norman Arthur, who's a close friend of Chump. And I see we've got international guests here. Rodney Fisher came all the way for this tribute. Is there any other international guests here? No, thank you very much for coming. Diane, I know you said something last night. Would you like to say something quickly? Thank you. Let's just shake this thing up and down, otherwise you can just stand here.
Perfect. Good evening, everyone. I won't be long. But just on behalf of the Cassiem family, we want to say thank you so much for everything you guys have done for my dad. It's going to be a tough one to continue his legacy, but we have the support of everyone here, and also to all the hockey players over here. I think from Mr. Wilson to my dad, let's continue their legacy and let's make everyone proud in South Africa. And like my dad would say, let's leave the jersey in a better place. So let's continue that legacy. And thank you so much to the Wilson family. All the best. Your dad was a great person. I know he coached my dad. My dad spoke to me a little bit about him. So thank you for everything he has done for my dad. Guys, let's keep going. Let's keep pushing. I know we lost family members, but it's up to us now to continue the legacy. So thank you.
Just to conclude, also at Bishop's last night, they unveiled a bench in the corner there, exactly what Butts said that was Cassa's place. So they unveiled a bench, and this bench is now called Cassa's Corner. So he's living there in the bench, got a plaque on it. Fantastic. Now we finished with the formal stuff. We're just going to ask the guests just to line up here towards the gate and to make a guard of honor for the family to then take off towards the inside. And I'll ask some of Central guys to take the chairs back inside so that people can enjoy the snacks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Just down the center, if you can just stand on either side of the walkway. Families, if you can just
Off. Line in the boss is maybe now. See you go out. Yeah, I know. Nothing on mine. Let me feel. I do. Good. Yeah, I can see you guys. You too? Yeah, I'll see you.
Just by the introduction.
Sorry.
Remember Bumper, you're going to see him tomorrow morning for breakfast also.
Bumper, how are you?
Good.
Alright, and you?
Hi, Beryl. Good.
We see you tomorrow?
Yeah, I've got that second part here. Yeah, tomorrow day. Another memorial.
Yeah, actually you're right. Eh?
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. What's it?
You good?
Yeah, good, good.
Family?
Yeah, proper plan.
Trying to find the balance. It's so hectic. Hopefully this will be back. Yeah, no, definitely no. I can't. Because when you look again, you saw. I'm not just saying. When you make these promises to yourself, you want to play. Yes, that's why I say it's important to find the balance. And I think when you get home, you just sort that out. When you get home, everything else. That's again looking at the numbers first.
The numbers, yeah.
Same thing. Every year the same thing. How many teams must we register? Yeah, same. Same old. No. It's our mentality. That thing about child, we can say the thing out now. But guys, when we start registering, then they'll only come the week before. And the club.
Hi, Brucey. Good.
Club must make the decision of how many to register.
Complain. Cup is registered.
That's been a very igniter
I just felt
Catching the last of also last.
Okay.
and there's a 35-year-old with him. And so, it's always, and you get that.
Alright, so thanks to those who could make it. We've now reached the end of the live stream, the memorial. Thanks for watching and good evening.